Hey guys, another quick video for our Odd Stuff in Japan playlist. It was a beautiful sunny day, it was a public holiday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The park was absolutely full of families having fun. Central feature of this park is this huge slippery slide. These dudes in helmets turned up about 1 o'clock and started to tape up the slide. You kids get away from that slide, and started to tape it up. It had been really busy just because it's a central feature, so all the kids were sliding down. You can see those two didn't want to let it go. The grumpy old dude there's like, go away, get away from the slippery slide. Start taping it up. So the dudes have got their helmets on, so they're nice and safe. And they start hauling down their scaffolding and started putting scaffolding up around the slide. It was just insane. It was just so irrational. It was just so illogical that on probably one of the busiest days of the month in this park, because of the public holiday and because of the good weather, that they should turn up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and start doing this. Nothing wrong with the slide. Apparently they're preparing it for painting, and for some strange reason that had to be done at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the public holiday, instead of leaving it till the next morning when the park would have been pretty much empty. The next morning would have been a school day. There would have been almost nobody in the park. So instead of doing that, which would be logical and reasonable, they've turned up, put up their sign, no, building site, put up their tape everywhere, keep out. And the difficult thing about this was that beside the slide is a climbing maze thing, and that ends up there where those dudes are. So these kids are going in the bottom here, and they climb all the way up through this maze, and they get to the top, and then they get down the slide. But in this case, the guys have taped it all off, so they get to the top and go, oh, we can't get to the slide, and then have to come back down the stairs. But to come back down the stairs, they had to come past where these dudes were assembling their scaffold. So obviously that's not a good situation. You had the dudes there nice and safe with their helmets and their gloves, but the kids and the parents are walking past where they're building their scaffold with obviously no protection at all. So it's funny, we see stuff like this in Japan all the time. Oh yeah, look at this. They put up their name of their company. The Sansei Corporation. Today's fun was ruined by the Sansei Corporation. What a funny thing to be proud of. Let's put our company name up here at the top so everybody knows who this bad behaviour was done by. Today's Party Poopers brought to you by the Sansei Corporation. So you can see those dudes working up above there, and this lady and her kids walking past below them. So some of you might have seen a video we made a long time ago called about paradoxes. What do we call it? Paradoxes and something. So this sort of thing, where in Japan, where we've got the Gardaman all the time telling us contradictions and paradoxes. That's what it's called. Contradictions and paradoxes. Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. So a little bit hard to hear, but there's these regular announcements in the park, safety announcements, and you get this a lot of public places in Japan. You get these regular announcements. You know, everybody, thank you for coming to the park. Please don't ride skateboards on the walking paths. Please don't stand up on the slippery slide. Please don't. All these really sort of funny safety things. You know, the big long explanation about the safety. And not one mention of these crazy dudes running around with their scaffolding. Look out for the crazy men with their scaffolding was not even mentioned. So the contradictions and paradoxes in this country, where there's always Gardaman telling you that, you know, standing up on the slippery slide's dangerous, and the announcements are made telling you, you know, don't stand up on the slippery slide, don't ride your skateboard on the paths, don't do this and don't do that. Big long list of things. And the same place where they're doing that, they've got these guys running around with scaffolding, constructing it next to small children and adults and parents, and then reversing their truck through the park. Little kids running all over the place. That's funny. There's funny things like this. We see funny things like this all the time. It's the contradictions and paradoxes, On the one hand, Abunai, Abunai. We saw a kid this morning in a car wearing a mask because germs are Abunai, but the kid wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Kid was standing up on the seat. And it's like, there's a contradiction and paradox right there. So, anyway, don't squash the kids, please. Anyway, just a quick silly one, wasn't it? More videos coming soon.